talk to you about, you guessed it, concussions. Concussions 101. So let's start with the basics. What is a concussion? So a concussion is a knock on the head where you usually have some other stuff going on. So it could be a headache, confusion, blurry vision, feeling sick to your stomach, or even just generally feeling weird. These are all signs that the brain's been disturbed a bit. You might even have got knocked out, and you don't have to lose consciousness to actually have a concussion. But these are all things that can happen that shows that the brain's been disturbed. So what's different about a concussion? Well, I think three things. So firstly, the brain sits inside the skull. So when you smash it, it's actually most oftentimes protected. But sometimes if you hit it hard enough, the brain hits the inside of the skull and it can actually get bruised. And if you hit it hard enough, it can actually swing back or rotate and get bruised on the other side of your brain. Secondly, when you twist your ankle or bang your knee, you might see some bruising or scrapes or swelling on the outside, but this isn't the case with your brain. It gets injured and nobody really knows. Thirdly, your brain is like mission control. It controls things like your balance, your mood, your sleep, your thinking, and your senses. So when it gets injured, there can be lots of things that can happen. So we discussed some of the classic ones before, like headaches or neck pain or balance problems or blurry vision. But you also might have some symptoms that you may not have felt before, like being in a fog, finding it hard to concentrate, feeling sad, or having lots of anxiety or worrying more than usual. You may even have trouble sleeping, or maybe even just you're more sensitive to light or noise or just other people. Also, your brain holds on to lots of different files or memories. And sometimes when your brain gets rocked a bit, it's like a file cabinet that gets knocked over and the files get spilt onto the floor and thoughts get scrambled, and sometimes the memory files just get lost, so you might not even remember the accident or even that afternoon. So now we know more about what a concussion is. I want to get you to think about three other things. So number one is we don't want to make things worse. We know because the brain is hidden. We can see if there's a fracture in your skull or a bleed, but we can't see a concussion even with some of the cool machines we have now, like CT scans or MRIs. And we know if you injure your brain before it is healed, things get much worse. So we follow a protocol, a kind of official procedure, and we call it return to activity. So what we want you to do is just start, and if you have no symptoms or none of the things that I talked about at rest, then you can kind of go on to the next stage. And you can go for some light exercise like a jog, and if there's no problems there, you can go on to, if it was hockey, you could go skating. And then we allow you to be yellow shirted if there's no symptoms. So what I mean by that is that you can participate in a practice, but nobody can come into contact with you. And then if that works out, then you can go to a full contact practice. And if that works out, then you can return to play. So Sidney Crosby's gone through all these stages, and now we're just hoping that he can hit the final stage, which is return to play. But if you have any symptoms or any problems with any of these levels, you have to drop down to the level before, and that's where you can get stuck sometimes.
Nathan Horton lets go of the pass, and that is a late hit by Aaron Rome after Nathan Horton had distributed that.
Just watch. There's the pass. Oof. He's out, he's gone. As soon as he makes that tackle, he is out.
He got the worst contact, which was obviously Samuel. And Ray turns side on almost, doesn't it? Well, the ball's between them, you can't. That's just a genuine two blokes hit.